Bye.
Just some quick context. I went to post the. Okay, so Ajax has been working with me to put together a contest for the fucking procedure for getting laws into place, right? And in that, the contesting it, and the TLDR of it is the Constitution does not make them an uncontested authority, right? But they made themselves an uncontested authority in legislation, which is why they can just like edit things and do whatever the fuck they want. None of that is legal. So that in that contest, while I was like, you know, reviewing it, whatever, I went to go open up the past two contests to make sure we're following the template. And I noticed the last one that was closed was Daisy's. Daisy posted a contest and they just closed it.
Well, what do you mean they just closed it?
They just closed it. So it went, Daisy said that, hey,
Medi jump, Medi right, Medi jump.
They just, okay. So she contested the expungement.
Where's the closed thing at? Where's
yep.
Before we continue, I just want to
Go
pull it
to
up.
pending and open cases and closed.
And what's the name of it?
Legislative audit of powers. Definitions and da 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 da.
The only thing I see in here that has powers, I see legislative audit of expungement legislation, but I don't.
Oh yeah. That's the one. Sorry, that's the one. Yep.
Okay.
So it goes. So I looked at this and I'm like, okay, let's see, you know, how they posted it, and you see that she went to a judge. McNee posted it.
Yeah.
Angel entered herself in. They marked the date for it. And then the other two justices looked at it and they said, nah, bruh. Look at the end response.
One second, I want to read what Moss said.
Yep.
I feel like she's very fair in the point that she makes. It's honestly very fair.
How?
That there should be a discussion. You know what I mean? That there should be a court hearing over something
Yes.
like that. Why did they skip it?
Why did I don't know? This is insane. And the reason I am putting this forward is that look, my plan of action with the contest is that I'm gonna post it out, right, immediately, and then I don't want to. Let me put it this way: we need to be able to push our I don't want to wait for more people to review it. I already told Ajax, listen, I'm gonna tidy this up, and I'm gonna just send it, and then have you just sign on it and say, hey, we want in on this too, right? That way we can just start fucking firing in all cylinders. But when I noticed this, brother, if we don't call them out on this bullshit, they can literally reject every contest. Yeah, exactly.
I think that if there's a contest, that it should be heard in court no matter what it is. I don't understand why the justices felt the need to say that there's no need for contest. Bro, it doesn't make sense.
They literally pulled what they did with Soze.
Well, the question is, so here's right. You raise a very valid concern and point. We do have to fight this. We really do, because it's not a good precedent that's being set. How do people not have, what they're basically saying is, how do they not, did she pay? Did she pay for that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, she legitimately paid for it. It should have to go to court. That's what the payment's for it to go to court.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. And this in case my other point isn't underlinedly clear, is that these dumb fucks, Hot included, when Soze was going through his court case, two of the judges next to Bailey said, oh shit, this actually court case isn't supposed to move forward legally because I forgot there was some reason for it, like it was supposed to be dismissed, and Bailey overheard this conversation and walked out of the court case, and then when it came out, they had to redo the entire case. My point is that they're doing the same thing. They're preemptively talking behind closed doors and deciding on a verdict before it even is brought to court.
Well, the big concern here is that she legitimately paid for it. You pay for it to go to fucking court. That's what the money's for. The money's for it to go to fucking court. That's what the money's for. That's what you paid for. You're paying to go to court. You're paying to take it to court.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Moss.
What's up, Moss?
You have to forgive me. I just woke up.
Hey, it's all right.
So, first off, apologies. I'm sure you mentioned this to me a bunch of times, but I hope you understand. A lot of things moving at once, so it probably completely skipped my mind. I'm tidying the contest that we're putting on the on the legislative process, in which the justices signed a document stating that they are an uncontested authority, which inherently is not true based on a basic reading of the Constitution. And so I was tidying it up, getting ready to post it. So I went and wanted to look at the two contests that were already in place to make sure I'm like following it properly. And I noticed the one that you put up. You submitted it. It was posted. And then at the end of it, it was scheduled. And then all of a sudden, Hot and fucking, what's the other guy's name? Angel. What's his name?
Hello?
Hollow, yes.
Yeah, Hollow.
So Angel the Justice entered in, then Hollow took it, scheduled the date, and then he and Hart unilaterally had a discussion behind closed doors, and then decided to just reject it?
Yeah, so we did the, no, like we went to court about it.
Oh, okay. I was
We
getting
went to
worked up over
court.
nothing.
Argued.
Oh, you guys did go to court?
Yeah, we went to court. We argued it. I argued against Angel. That was when she made that comment about like
You being
the
disgusting and
disgusting.
shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at the end of it, Hallow said he needed some time to think about it and deliberate, and then it took like a couple weeks for them to make a decision.
All right. Okay, thank God. The way that I was reading this conclusion, it sounded
No,
like
it-
nothing happened and they just like fucking decided on a whim.
No. It went to court.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay, crisis averted. I was fucking freaking the fuck out when I was reading this. I'm like, how the fuck did they decide this just out of a whim? What was their ultimate ruling? Like, what was their reason for this? Like, what was their, like, because it doesn't even, so the reason why I even read it this way is they didn't explain themselves. It just sounds like they're like, nope.
They were just like, you know, I have to go back and look, but I think they were just like, heinous acts are heinous, you know, they're heinous for a reason. They should be treated as such, you know. They just decided that, like, regardless, they still want to treat them like differently than the rest of the charges. But if there is a heinous act that you think shouldn't be considered a heinous act, you know, contest that instead.
That, okay. All right.
I honestly think it's fair. I think that they gave an alternative, too, you know, with like the, you know, maybe look at the charges, not the legislation itself.
Dude, I fucking was freaking out over this, man.
You can argue that one of the charges, you know, should not be basically a life sentence. Go for it.
Okay. All right.
I
Yes,
mean,
but you know what it's about? It's about us painting a picture that we want.
I'm sorry that I know you guys are trying to use this to paint your picture, but
I don't think, no,
God
I don't
damn
think
it.
we needed it. This is, we were actually here to discuss something else,
mean,
but it came up to,
if you want to
yeah.
if you want to paint a picture based on semantics, both of the contests, the way that they went, that the fact that they, so I think that the contest for BCSO, when they contested the authority thing or tried to amend it, they did it on the basis of like that the way that it was being used was unconstitutional. It was
Medi
determined that it
jump,
was
Medi jump, Medi jump.
I didn't go that route. I was just
We need
like,
more Medi
yo,
jump.
let's change the legislation. And they actually did change the legislation.
Heavy metal, thank you for the 1 year, man.
Even though it was constitutional. The legislation for legislative audits, all it says is it constitutional or not? You can contest it if you think it's not constitutional. So now they've entertained 2 contests that have nothing to do with the Constitution, just requests to edit legislation, which there's nothing in the legislation that says that they can do that.
Okay. Right. They have to, according to what they've written, they got to say constitutional, not constitutional, and not, hey, cool, thank you for your information, we'll consider it. And then change it again per their whim. Is that accurate? Yo, Darko, thank you for the 7 months.
So I mean, if you really want to like try to nitpick them
That's
not
what it's about, right? Them
doing
not following
procedure.
the process.
Yep. Agreed. I think
technically haven't.
I think what we should do is we launch this contest this morning. Within the next hour, I want to send it. And subsequently, if they do similar, we can then use the last 3 contests to file. I don't know what we want to file for. Either a conduct review, an impeachment, or maybe another. Like, I mean, we'll do something with that, right? Because now you got a pattern of
I think
3.
the easiest thing to do is the authority conduct review, and then
Yep.
you do the impeachment after the authority conduct review has been taken care of. I think that's like the best outcome, because then you already have, you know, evidence of wrongdoing if they're found guilty in the authority conduct, and then you up it to an impeachment. Like, I think that's the process that should be followed.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, how else would you push it? Because then you have to prove the things in court. If you already prove the things in authority conduct review, then it can lead into an impeachment.
Well, the problem with doing the conduct review, I want you to chip away at what I'm about to say, because I don't buy into my own logic. Is you're effectively saying to all the collective judges, you're not following your own process, and therefore is it the process that needs clarity through a review of what is legislatively written, or the justices that are taking like leeway in their interpretation?
So here's the way I look at it, and you can feel free to chip away at it as well. We can prove more than one thing in the authority conduct review, right? Just because we're not going for the jugular doesn't mean we can't prove more wrongdoing in a previous setting, right? And then it also helps because it's on court record already, and when we go in there to grill them for the actual impeachment hearing, we already have what they said.
I like it.
In court record. And then on top of that, if you happen to win the authority conduct review, you have ascertained 100% evidence in a courtroom setting of wrongdoing, and then you can build a stronger case on it for impeachment.
I think that's a great idea. Okay, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like a much better strategy because you've already proven half of what you set out to prove, and who knows what else you prove on top of it in the authority hearing, in the authority conduct hearing, and then it leads into the impeachment review where you can build upon further subjects and then be like, hey, well, I already proved this, and they already said this in the authority conduct review on record, and that's what's leading to this impeachment hearing, even though we didn't go after what was said. Like what they said in a particular nature in the authority conduct review, we can just build a much better, well-defined thing with proven facts. It's basically setting a trap.
I agree. You're right. I think because right now, even when we look at the last 2 contests that were done, I don't like. It is fucking stupid that they go behind closed doors and they're like pretty much considering it. Like, why is that decision not coming back and them saying this is how we're going to articulate what we thought was right or wrong as to what was presented, and here is our conclusion on what the alterations are. I do not like, okay, cool, we'll re-edit. You know what I mean? That's so stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the proper way to do things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Moss, that's all I had. I'm sorry if I needed to get you to work early. The LSPD's falling apart without you.
What do you mean? I think it's fine.
Look, I'm just coming up with an excuse as to why I woke you up early. Yeah.
I do have an investigation that I want the LSPD to do. And I want to inform you of it directly. Right? It's kind of important. I need to make sure that I know of basically like all reports that are involved in this whole investigation that's going on. Like, did they link a lot of stuff? Yeah, but I'm betting that there's more. And I really want to.
Oh my God, that context switch was so hard for me for some reason.
Go to their own, cooperate with their own high command. You know, their own chief, and why the chief and assistant chief and other people weren't aware, and only a solid few were. If I'm going to build a case of bias, then I need that information.
Well, as far as the reports go, I think you just need to FOIA them.
Yeah,
like
but I mean, it can't be.
any reports like
hide
related.
stuff.
I mean, if you FOIA, I want any report that I'm listed in, that I'm named in. I think they should be able to provide that.
Yeah, but the thing that I'm worried about is that there's reports that maybe you don't even have access to, like private reports or marshal reports, and that they just won't turn over because they feel that they're not pertinent when they're very pertinent. So I feel like they're going to try and play dirty pool and fuck me over. That's why I need to like prove the existence of like meddling from outside sources in order to have like a fucking justice go in there and fucking try and pull every fucking report. I might even take it to the fucking ID guy.
But like with the court, right? They have to use the evidence that is submitted. They can't reference things that are outside of scope. So if they try to, it's an easy objection, you know, objection backs on an evidence.
Well, last night I cooked and I tore this warrant apart. I
will
fucking
say
have like 5 different ways to attack it.
If you want to know, look, I'll keep it a buck with you, Kyle, just for like my own preservation. I can't talk about it, but what I can say is that if you would like to know these things, just call Peters and I as a witness.
If we're all married, then what happens?
It'll be like Three's Company, except it's 2 men and 1 woman. Come and knock on our door. We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, I would just call Peters and I as a witness.
It's gonna be a massive court case. I'm gonna have a fucking 20. It's gonna be an all. If we don't break it up into parts, it might actually be the longest court case this city's ever fucking seen. I'm gonna be honest.
Brother, I'm still waiting on my FOIA stuff. McNee's working on it, and he spent a lot of time on it. So
McNee's good, man.
I agree. I think he's trying to do what's best, and I think my reading of the situation, without going into the specifics, I think people's eyes are slowly opening to what's happening, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I can say right now, the simple fact I didn't receive a singular report and I got objection confusing is they fucked up. Because I can name a number of incidents that has been reported where I am a victim, and I didn't receive a single FOIA about that.
Oh, you want to hear something fucked up today?
Mm.
I went down there because basically, so Dark the other day, Dark and Espinosa, they fucking talked to me. All right, I'm with my grandpa. They like try to talk to me, question me about like they're alluding to the embezzlement stuff, right? Which isn't true at all, but I didn't really talk. I just kind of dodged every question because fuck them.
Oh.
So what happened?
I forgot. I forgot to tell him.
Like me and Dark got in a little argument. And I said, "Hey, you haven't even investigated that malicious prosecution thing from the BCSO." And he's like, "We investigated it and we found no wrongdoing."
Yep.
Right, that's what he said, kind of like that. And then I went down there today, so I wanted to FOIA it, right? And they started asking me questions about it, like, well, now you don't have to worry about the FOIA. You're not going to be able to get it because now the investigation's back open. And I'm like, but I have the right to see what was considered closed for my own legal, knowledge, because I might have a court case against you guys now, right? And then he's like, well, him and 2 other marshals are all saying the same thing. They're like, well, now that it's an open investigation again, since you talked to us, we don't have to give you this FOIA. Which I thought was very odd Yeah.
Wait, who said that?
Dark, Sparks, and Nova. 3 of them.
Yo, speaking of, I got something on Spox. I noticed she responded to your twat.
Yeah.
Can she
Yeah,
do
she
that?
did.
If you want to get real petty. If you want to get real petty, you can file a civil case on that.
I will say, Pred, I think you should call me as a witness.
Yeah, I got a bunch of people I got to call as witnesses. It's gonna be a big case. I don't expect people to. The thing that, all right, you know what I'm worried about with the court case? If I was them, and I knew that there was like, I mean, the tactic that I'm expecting them to do is if I call in people like you, Moss, that they're gonna fucking call you for they're gonna say we'd like her for fucking, you know, for redirect later on in the case or whatever. Can't remember what it's called. Yeah, recall. Mark you for recall. And I think that if they see, like, I don't know, I'm worried that they might do some dirty tactics to try and make the case go on a long period of time, because I don't see. So I do not see Charlotte Spade being able to handle the heat that I'm going to bring. So I don't know who's going to be involved in the fucking courtroom.
I mean, she literally got screwed. I think that I would actually get
She's being puppeted,
someone.
man.
She is. It's obvious as hell. I mean, it's obvious when she pulls writ of, doesn't know what she's talking about, barely can copy post on the forum. And this is no, like, I'm not trying to say fuck Spade here. I genuinely believe that she's probably trying to do her best and do the job as to the best of her ability. And when you have this higher authority that is using scare tactics come to you and make you do things, what are you going to do? You're going to try to follow their directions. But you can tell she's too green for this. And then the reposting had a separate writ. Bro, someone's feeding her. What I would do is I think you should get Tony to file a motion to ensure that everybody involved in the raid is put is uncovered. You need to know that information. It's not on your raid warrant. There's missing information. There is literally only 3 statements, not a singular one from a marshal. All the officers are not there.
Is that Alana calling you?
Yes.
Just hang up and I'll call her. I'll deal with it.
Before you do, I got something for you.
All right. Oh.
Yeah.
What do you got for me?
Pred, you need to request all of those. It's inherently a Brady violation. You have the right to bring Angel in and ask particular questions as to who led it and whatnot.
Oh, dude, I've already been. So the thing, what's been tying up my time is me prepping my case, right? I actually have an order that I want to ask people questions in. No point in me having her go first.
Okay.
But also, I think it could be extremely beneficial if I think I have a Hail Mary plan where I think I can perjure her on the stand.
I bet you could. Give us 1 second, Daisy. I got to tell Pred something that I don't want to conflict you on. It's nothing illegal, I swear.
Something illegal, isn't it?
No, it's not. I spoke to Sonia yesterday.
Oh, okay. What'd she say?
She was brought into interrogation, and Espinosa asked her, knew that she sold you the warehouse, and he asked her what was in there before she sold it to him. Which means that before the raid was conducted, they already knew she sold you the warehouse. So the entire fucking bullshit, brother, all right, about fucking, like, you know, putting, like, you know, hey, you know how I've been saying this entire time? Like, oh, they must have known that, like, you just got the warehouse, right? They couldn't have missed it. And it was like, you know, dog shit investigative work. It turns out they actually did know. And if they did know, they proceeded with posting on the docket. This entire
just added to
case
my notes.
should be fucking dismissed. And if any of that is also true, none of it is on the docket to begin with.
Are they purposely fucking everything up? Like, are they actually trying to help me?
They have such a...
So give me,
Bro.
just give me the one quick rundown
Yeah.
of what you just said so I can better put it in my notes.
Okay.
Just give me it one more time.
Sonia wanted to speak to me yesterday. I spoke to her. In it, she told me that she was brought into interrogation right after, like, they shot up the Marshals. She was brought into interrogation. She was asked by Espinoz what was in the warehouse before you sold it to Pred. That statement right there confirms that the Marshals, who were a part of the raid, already knew that Sonia sold you the warehouse. Given the fact that they knew this prior to the conduction of the raid, they did not, number one, do their due diligence. Number two, it further shows that they wanted to immediately raid this before getting further context. They had the ability to lock it down, etc., etc. Number three, that even if they needed to conduct the raid immediately, the fact that they posted the writ, they didn't note that after they did the raid, they were not required to go immediately to the docket. They have 30 days to investigate. Instead, they immediately put the writ in, which resulted in them very quickly putting up a docket case before they were concluded whose shit was it. Not only does this show that they are acting maliciously and prosecuting maliciously, but there's a second point to be made here. When you scrutinize the evidence on the docket...
Guys, I'm just gonna think about something for a couple minutes.
Okay, no worries.
Need more coffee.
Yep. The next thing here is when you scrutinize the docket, that information is not on there. So regardless of whether or not you throw Sonia under the bus, whether she decides to come and be open, hey, that was my shit. The fact is that that evidence is not on the docket, brother. You need it to create a defense. If they have information showing that this may have been her shit, that is your information to have.
All right, that's good. I mean, I was cooking pretty hard too because, you know what I noticed about the warrant that I didn't pick up on before? They actually never disclosed that I had a weapons license prior that was removed. And they purposely do point out that the two guns that they're charging me with are linked to incidences that occurred April 29th, April 8th, April 11th, and March 7th. So they literally withheld information that would have been pertinent to proving that I didn't even have access to buy firearms for 3 months. So they purposely withhold that information in the warrant to paint a picture. They never state that I had 2 weapons licenses. They never stated that I had a weapons license that I lost.
Oh
They never
my
state
God.
anything. So they literally misrepresented facts and chose not to paint the whole picture of everything that's going on, because they were just so focused on the narrative that they were painting. Because after reading this like 6-7 times, what they're alluding to is that there was a massive time frame that I could have potentially been buying guns. But the massive time frame that I could have been buying guns is substantiated by evidence that I didn't even have a weapons license, and I always bought guns with a card. So they purposely leave out bank records as well that could clear them, because I've only bought 1 gun since July.
They
And
didn't
it was the one
post it?
gun. No.
Do they understand what Brady is?
I don't see. I don't. Let me just double check to see if they
Bro.
did post bank record.
I don't think. Oh my God, bro. This is
No,
actually.
not 1 bank records here. There's multiple incidents,
Nah.
multiple reports, but there is no bank records that are posted here.
I think that on the back. So you submitted the FOIA, right? Or did you only talk to Doug?
So I only talked to Dark. I did not submit the FOIA stuff yet.
You need to do that.
I was gonna wait for Angel.
Good idea. I believe.
Do you guys need me for anything else?
No, I think we're good. All right. All right.
You guys, hang in there, okay?
Yep. Oh, hey.
It's like that cat poster.
Good news is coming with the air stuff. That's all I'll say.
Oh, good.
Yeah, really good
Great.
stuff. All right.
All right, good. How's the BCSO been treating you, Pred?
They're probably gonna treat me a lot worse because I made it apparent that I'm shit cannon bones.
They provided you with
They
any
have
names?
7 days. I still need to talk to Bones directly to cover my ass, but hopefully I see him today so I can get it taken care of.
I wonder who they
I
would
don't
put
think he needs to
forward.
cover his ass, to be honest.
Well, it doesn't matter who they put forward. I'll be able to pick whoever I want at the end of it anyway.
So, does the legislation state that you have to choose from the list of names that they provide you?
Oh, well, it does if they're a member of the UPD. And being that there's no UPD, they can't provide me 5 names of people within the UPD, so I can pick whoever the fuck I want after the 7 days is up.
Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good.
Yeah, he does, because it
All right,
says
I will see you
once
guys
the names
later,
are
okay?
provided, the mayor may then.
Hey, have
All
a
right.
good one. Enjoy that coffee.
Thank you.
That's the future
Wait,
Mrs.
she's
Daisy
not-
Moss Chavez Pred.
Wait. She's not wrong, actually. Once these names are provided to the mayor of Blaine County, comma, the mayor may then review and select whichever candidate they choose to become the next sheriff.
Oh, so it doesn't matter. Cool. Well, thanks for your list, but I'll just be picking whoever I want.
Wait, what the
loophole.
fuck?
I review these 5 names.
It
I
literally
deny
s-
them.
Now, you could say can select a candidate. Once the names are provided, the mayor may review and select a candidate from said list as the next sheriff. But instead, it says the mayor may then review and select whichever candidate they so choose.
Maybe we're reaching for straws there because it does say candidate.
Yeah, the issue is that the problem is that grammar is not the strong suit of a lot of legislative writers.
True. All right, so I think that I got another technicality that I think I can win on. And I wanted to run it by you to see what you think. I've been focusing too hard on this fucking case and fucking plans and shit. I gotta fucking get back to fucking being a warlord. I gotta fucking... The thing is, though, it's like, man, the North is so fucking... It is... Yesterday's turnout was very disappointing.
It's been like that. That's why I don't hold them. The thing is, you have to understand that after the first month I was mayor, everybody felt that the mayor couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? And
well, I mean, that's why we got to get more mayoral powers codified, and we got to fucking
Agreed.
Expedite the process. Like, here's all I ask.
Yeah.
I think that we should reserve the same powers as justices when it comes to fucking instituting laws in our provinces. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's
I should
why
be able just to
you need to open up
law.
Ajax's thing and read it right now and let me know what you think. And if anything needs to be added, because I want to send it within the next hour. That is our first step. It's time, Pred.
Can you put it on one of the things I can just view temporarily?
Huh? It's a
Well,
Google
it's like
document.
It says I have to, like, you know, log in. I don't have that.
Oh!
Yeah, my bad. I'm very complex.
Nah, you're good.
Man.
I can... All right, take a look at... yeah, you can take a look at this.
Hey, don't worry. It's just for my eyes only.
Okay, perfect. Yo, Stormy, thank you the 11 months.
I'm gonna give this a read. All right.
Okay, easy. Now, Karoni, thank you for the raid, brother.